Good morning, students. Today we are discussing customers and corporate governance. What is the role of customers in corporate governance? Customers are at the heart of our economy. They switch between products and services with relative ease, and companies that fail to meet expectations or are out innovated can quickly see profits disappear. That is, the corporations exist to serve their customers. The customers are important stakeholders of a business because they are impacted by the quality of service and its value. And the customers keep companies live by purchasing their products and services. They are the important players. This every business organization or they should ensure that it does not compromise customers' needs and wants. Customers want to get value for their money. Mainly, they want to get value for their money through quality products, reliable services, good customer care, and a reasonable or fair price. These are the normal expectation of the customers, and it should be met by the companies or corporations. Okay. That means the poor corporate governance can affect reputation and profitability of companies, and the success of a business depend on whether it creates a satisfied customer. And a satisfied customer tend to repurchase more, or they spread positive words about the firm. We know the word of mouth advertisement is a part of it's an outcome of satisfied customers. So, a great deal of marketing research has found positive effect of customer satisfaction. That means the satisfied customer, they tend to repurchase more, or they contribute more to the business, or they contribute more to the profit of the organization or company, and they spread positive words about the firm, or they are the good advertiser, or a satisfied customer is better than or the or good better than the any other mode of advertisement. Okay, that is the customer satisfaction or the relationship between the customer and the business or the organization. Then, who is a consumer? A consumer is an individual who buys product and services for personal use and not for manufacture or resale. Clear? The purchaser who purchases the product for manufacturer or resale, that is not a consumer. The consumer purchase or consume the products, or that means they buy the product for final consumption or for their personal use. And a consumer is someone who can make the decision whether or not purchase an item, and someone who can be influenced by marketing and advertisement. So a consumer is an important person or someone who can make the decision whether to purchase a particular product or whether not to purchase. And someone who can be influenced by marketing and advertisement. Mostly the consumer decisions or the purchase decisions or purchase behavior can be influenced by marketing and advertisement of the corporate or companies. And in India, several malpractices were held in India before 1960. That is black marketing, hoarding, inadequate weighing, and food adulteration. These are some of the malpractices or practices done by the traders till 1960. And the consumer movement began in the year 1960 and gained a momentum in the 1970s. The level of dissatisfaction with the sellers and manufacturers and their practices resulted in consumers raising their voice. So the consumer began to raise their voice to express their dissatisfaction towards sellers or manufacturers and towards their illegal practices. Okay, the consumer dissatisfaction led them to raise a voice against such malpractices. Okay. As a result, the government decided to give recognition to consumer protection by enacting the Consumer Protection Act on 24th December 1986. Okay, as you know, the Consumer Protection Act was enacted in India in 1986, December 24th. And this day, that is December 24th, is now observed as National Consumers Day. It is observed as National Consumers Day. And the Consumer Protection Act, or the main aim of the act, was protecting the rights of the consumers and ensuring free trade in the market, competition, and accurate information to be available. So the major aim of the act was to protect the rights of the consumer and ensuring free trade in the market, and so competition and also accurate information to be available to the consumers. That is the major purposes of the Consumer Protection Act of 1986. There are 6 broad consumer rights which was defined as per the Consumer Protection Act of 1986. What are these rights, or 6 rights of consumers as per the Consumer Protection Act of 1986? Firstly, right to safety and right to information, right to choose, right to seek redressal, right to be heard, right to consumer education. So the first right of the consumer, which is right to safety. The Consumer Protection Act defines this right as a protection against goods and services that are hazardous to life and property. Which means this right is particularly this right is applied to medicines, pharmaceuticals, foodstuff, and automobiles, which is very related with the consumers, and to ensure a safety or protection against the goods and services that is which is very hazardous to the life and property. And the right requires all such product of critical nature to life and property to be carefully tested and validated before being marketed to the consumer. That is the purpose of this right. That means every product and services must be carefully tested and validated before being marketed to the consumers, and the products comes under this category, which includes medicines, pharmaceuticals, foodstuffs, and automobiles, which may cause danger to the human or consumers. That is the right to safety. And next is right to information. This right mentions the need for consumers to be informed about the quality and quantity of goods being sold. That is, it is the right of a consumer to be informed about the proper quantity and the actual quality of the particular product. And they must be informed about the price of the product and have access to the other information specific to the product that they wish to consume. So every information which they need to consume, which is to be informed to the consumer. That is, for example, the price of the product, quality of the product, quantity of the product, date of expiry, what they want to know, it is to be informed to the consumers. That is right to information. And next is right to choose. The consumer must have the right to choose between different products at competitive prices. When there will be a right to choose, when there is many sellers available in the market with the similar products, then only a consumer will get a chance, or they will get a right to choose. That is, ensure that the consumer can actually choose what to consume and what quantity. This is to avoid monopoly in the market. So the Consumer Protection Act promotes competition or multiple producers. Then only the consumer will get a chance to choose his own item or his own product. That is the right to choose. The next is right to seek redressal. That is, in order to get justice to the consumers in the process of purchase. That is, when a consumer feels exploited, he has the right to approach a consumer court to file a complaint. A consumer court, we know, it's a forum that hears the complaint and provides justice to the party that has been hurt. So there is consumer courts to hear the consumers' complaints, and the consumer courts provides justice for the consumers. Thus, if a consumer feels that he has been exploited, they can approach the court using this right. That's the right to seek redressal. The right of a consumer to complain against any of his dissatisfaction, okay, or any other bad experience from the purchase of a product or service. That is the right to seek redressal. Then right to be heard, which means the purpose of this right is to ensure that a consumer gets due recognition in consumer courts or redressal forums. Basically, when a consumer feels exploited, he has the right to approach a consumer court to voice his complaint. This right gives him or her due respect that his or her complaint will be duly heard. The right empowers consumers to fearlessly voice their concerns and seek justice in case they are exploited. That is the right right to heard. The purpose is to ensure the consumer gets due recognition, to provide proper recognition to the consumers in the consumer courts and the redressal forum. That is the right to be heard. The next is right to consumer education. That means through this right, it ensures that the consumer must be aware of their rights and must have access to enough information while making consumption decision. That means such information means they can help to choose them what they want to purchase. That is, the right to consumer education help them to make a proper purchase decision. That is, what to purchase, how much to purchase, and at what price. And many consumers in India are not even aware that they are protected by the act. That they even know that there is a Consumer Protection Act to protect the interest of the consumers. They don't know. So, in order to educate the people or consumers regarding their rights, that is the right to consumer education. If they don't know there is such a forum or there is consumer courts, they cannot seek justice when they are actually hurt or exploited. Or they will be continuously exploited by the sellers or marketers. In order to protect the illiterate consumers, that is by informing them or educating them regarding the consumer rights and protecting their interests. That is the right to consumer education.